Ahead at 6 tonight, welcoming visitors to Maine. The state's annual conference on tourism is underway.
We're getting a look at the numbers and learning how much the industry is contributing to Maine's economy. Also, building thousands of new homes in just 1 year.
That is the goal for one Maine gubernatorial candidate. We are hearing more now from Angus King III. Also,
I feel so strongly about the importance of people being able to work together.
After representing Lewiston for years, a state senator is stepping down. We're hearing from the Maine lawmakers leaving their positions as the legislative session comes to an end. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Brian Yacono. We'll get to those stories and much more in a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Ryan Breton. All right, not as comfortable as a night out there tonight than it was yesterday.
No, Brian and Amanda, but still we have sun, so we have that to enjoy for another few hours. Good evening to you. Hi, everybody. Live look at Portland right now shows it's 49, and you can thank this breeze that's been coming in off the ocean all day, keeping the coastline cooler. It's only 50 in Rockland, but the farther inland and especially north you are away from the water, it's still up in the mid-60s now in Aroostook County. We are mostly clear at the moment, but we have high clouds coming in from the west, and then also a storm system offshore that's starting to back up toward us. We have a little squeeze play going on, and the result of that will be increasing clouds overnight and some showers that develop late tonight into tomorrow morning, especially over parts of the mid-coast and down East Maine. Overall, tomorrow will be a cloudier day. There may be some breaks of sunshine to the west, and that's where it'll be warmest, but most of us looking at clouds and a chance for showers, particularly in this part of the state tomorrow. That's where it's going to be wettest. There may be a few showers that make it back to parts of southern and central Maine, though, later in the day. More rain on the way for all of us. Thursday, we'll have the timeline and the amounts coming up in about 15 minutes.
Ryan, we'll see you then. We are continuing tonight to follow breaking news out of Scarborough. Police there say a crash has closed traffic in both directions of Route 1. Investigators say the section between Willowdale Road and Haggis Parkway are closed. We're told one person was injured and sent to the hospital from the crash. We'll let you know more as we get more details. Police do expect the road to be closed for several hours.
And new at 6 today, state police are investigating the death of a man from Thomaston. Police say Daryl Sanborn was last seen April 5th in Waldoboro. Police say last week someone walking near Wagner Bridge Road found a body which has now since been confirmed as Sanborn. Investigators have not yet told us how Sanborn died.
A man from Rockland who had been awaiting a trial for drug trafficking charges is facing new charges today. Rockland police tell us officers found more than 30 grams of drugs after pulling Seth Poland over yesterday. Investigators say they discovered meth in both Poland's car and home. Poland was out on bail for a different trafficking charge in February. Police say he was taken to the Knox County holding facility yesterday. The Maine Tourism Conference in Rockland is now underway. Industry leaders are learning more about where tourism stands and where it's heading. Our Alex Haskell has more from the Samoset Resort.
Beyond bringing industry leaders together, the two-day conference is when the Maine Office of Tourism also releases its annual report. Here are some of the highlights from 2025. According to the report, the total economic impact of tourism grew by 1.2%, reaching more than $16 billion. But total visitation was down more than 4% compared to 2024. Tony Cameron, president of the Maine Tourism Association, says what stands out, visitors spent more money and stayed longer, a trend that makes him optimistic about the year ahead.
Looking ahead, we're looking towards similar trends. The demand to travel is still there. People want to travel. And so despite some of the uncertainties that we still face right now, even with higher gas prices, the demand to travel is still there.
Cameron adds Canadian tourism was down last year and he expects that trend to continue, but he says Maine is ready to welcome those visitors back. In Rockport, Alex Haskell, CENTER Maine.
Well, the countdown to fair season officially underway now.
The Maine Association of Agricultural Fairs has released its 2026 schedule today. It includes 25 fairs, which span from June to October. The Freiburg Fair is returning to its 8-day schedule in October this year after running for 9 days last year. It's because the Department of Agriculture denied a license for the fair to open a day earlier again. A major workforce housing project in Ellsworth is now on hold after a funding gap widened beyond what developers can cover.
News Center Maine's Akua DeVal shows us how that shortfall is also highlighting a broader housing crisis in Maine.
We just want to help solve the housing crisis that not only Ellsworth but the nation is facing.
That crisis showing up locally as a major workforce housing project on Beals Avenue is stalled.
The construction costs are kind of what they are, and all we can do on our end is more the policy changes.
Ellsworth Economic Development Director Twyla Fisher says the plan was to build 36 condominium units designed to add both workforce and affordable housing in what she calls a tight local market.
There's a wide range of things that are creating the gap we have right now. Everything from labor costs, material costs.
Project developer Dan Black says it was estimated to cost about $14.6 million, but building costs far exceed what units can sell for, adding it would cost over $400,000 to build each condo unit, but they would only be able to sell each unit for around $280,000.
We have an infrastructure need to bring in water, sewer, and electric utilities closer to the development site, and so that is a large nut to crack.
Housing experts say the same pressure is being felt beyond Ellsworth.
The cost to build something in Portland is essentially the same cost to build something in Bangor or Ellsworth. The cost of construction has really increased dramatically over the past several years, really since COVID.
Despite the setbacks, Ellsworth city leaders say they want to find a path forward.
No one's walking away from this. We're going, okay, we're going to get back to the table and talk, and we're going to figure this out.
Fisher says the goal remains simple, making housing more attainable for working Mainers. In Ellsworth, Akua DeVal, News Center Maine.